Hello. Wi-Fi. And so, yeah, there we go. Hopefully that didn't cut off too much. Oh, my hair looks interesting. All I did was flipped it. Okay. Anyway, I'm on a little bit later than what I wanted to be. So I'm not going to be on for long because I want to get to bed and get up early and on time tomorrow. Well, get up on time tomorrow, which is early. Okay. So today is day 52 of the journey. And I literally had to go and look to see when the last time was that I was on, what day it was. It was day 33. So how many days is that? It's 20 days ago. That's a long time ago. It was 3 weeks ago. So that was a Monday, was the last day that I got on. And that Tuesday I woke up not feeling well. And it was the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. That Tuesday I woke up not feeling well. And then Wednesday, and I posted it on our Better Together page. The Better Together page is not mine, but the one that I'm part of with the ladies that are on this with me, that I spiked a fever out of the blue. And it turns out that the reason for the fever was that I had a really bad ear infection, sinus infection. It was not all great. So that's what I woke up with on Thanksgiving Day. So then I had started to kind of feel better by Saturday of that week. And then I woke up on Sunday and was back to not feeling good. So I ended up not going to church that day. And instead I scheduled an appointment at the urgent care. And so at urgent care, they told me that I had a lot of fluid behind my ear. And they gave me antibiotics and steroids, but said since I hadn't had symptoms for very long to still continue to supplement, which I really hadn't been doing very much, is trying to do the all natural. But he said to supplement with Mucinex, things that's going to help drain it and that type of thing. And so I didn't take anything that day. And I don't think I took anything the next day. So Tuesday I woke up and I was I'm just miserable. So that's when I started taking it. And it was for 7 days. So by the next Monday, Tuesday, whatever, which I think was last Monday or something along those lines. I don't know. Time is kind of a weird construct right now. It would have been not this past Monday, but the Monday after that. It was the last day of that, and my ear is still super stuffed up, which makes it really hard to concentrate sometimes because I can hear myself breathe is how it is. But about 2 or 3 years ago, I got sick with similar symptoms, and it took my ear 2 to 3 months before it was finally cleared up. And to be completely honest, I'm feeling fine, really, otherwise. It's just my ear is still really stuffy and it's annoying. It's really annoying when I am a co-director for a show choir at the school. And so obviously we're singing, dancing, all this stuff. And when I'm trying to help out by teaching the kids things and singing along with them and stuff, I can't even hear very well how they're doing. And my own voice sounds so muffled. It's fun. But it's kept me from having a normal routine. I haven't been sleeping in my own bed since that day because, when you have fluid in your ear and stuff, they say it's not a good idea to sleep flat. And so I've been sleeping on the couch. Honestly, last night was the first night since all of this started that I slept in my own bed, because I've been sleeping downstairs on the couch, a recliner couch, so that my head could be propped up. And finally I was just you know what? I can tell I'm not getting a full good night's sleep. I need to lay down. The rest of my body is suffering because I'm trying to accommodate this ear issue. And so, yeah. So I finally was enough is enough. And in the midst of all of this, I'm trying to think. It was a couple days ago now, maybe like 3 or 4 days ago. Oh, excuse me. I Something popped up in my YouTube feed, and it was this lady. It was like not a Christian video, but it was this psychologist lady who was talking about um shoot, I'm trying to remember what the premise of it was. I can't remember what the premise of it was, like what the purpose of the video was. It was like basically talking about symptoms of, like, these were like 7 symptoms of childhood trauma or something, blah blah blah. I don't know. And something she said in the video, like, honestly, I don't even know why it really popped up in my thing, other than the Lord was like trying to get me to clean up my space. And so a couple of days ago, I actually ended up gutting basically my entire closet that had like books and all kinds of things in there, and my bookshelf, and I reorganized like everything. And so now basically like my bookshelf and then my whole thing, which I can show you guys. I can flip the video around so you can see it. It feels so much more like I can breathe. Because I had like a box of books sitting in the middle of my room that had no home because there wasn't room for them, and a whole bunch of other stuff that technically didn't have a home because my closet space was filled up, and with not feeling good, my room had kind of like, and I wasn't sleeping in my bed. So basically, clothes all over my bed, like it was Hot Mess Express, okay? And so, so now I have every single book has a home. It's in alphabetic order, which means it's like easier to find. I also did something that it made me laugh. When I was young, like, I don't know, 9, 10, like preteen, I had a bookshelf in this room, actually. I had a bookshelf in this room, and that's how many books I had back then, which is really funny because, like, I definitely would not be able to fit all my books on that bookshelf now. It's not enough room. And I don't even have the books that I had in my childhood. These are like all new and different books. Anyway, so I started my own library, and it was hilarious. Like, it was so funny because I have books out in the garage that have this on it. If I find one in my endeavors over the next couple of weeks, I'll pull it out and show it to you guys because it's really funny. I made little, you know how like at the library, they have like labels that have like, if it's fiction, nonfiction, and then like the Dewey Decimal System. I did that, y'all. Yeah, I super did that. I had my books divided by nonfiction and fiction. And reference books as well. And I made these little things out of paper and tape, and I taped them on all of my books. And because this is kind of before computers and that type of a thing, like I definitely didn't have a laptop. So I wrote this down on paper. And so people, if they wanted to borrow my book, just like at the library, except they didn't have the library card, they had to sign their name out, sign the book out, so I knew where the book was. So funny. So when I told my mom this, she was laughing at me because she was like, oh, just like when I was like, no, it's a little bit different. I said, I'm realizing that I'm double buying things, not purposefully, but it's because I'm like, oh man, this is such a good book, forgetting that I already own it. And so I basically went through and I made like an Excel sheet and put all the books in there so that if I'm like, man, I really want to buy this book, and I made it so it's an online thing. So if I'm like looking on my phone at something and I have this thought process, I can just go into Google Sheets and search for it. And if it's there, I already own it. Don't need to buy it because I have, and I realized this when I was going through this. Number one, so many duplicates in my physical books, but also duplicates from my Kindle version into my physical books. Because like for me, when they send me like an email and they're like, hey, because I also, when I see books, or like, you guys know this, when I'm reading something and I'm like, oh, I want to know about this book, I go and I look for it to see if it's available through Kindle Unlimited or through the library. And then I put it in my wish list on Amazon. So with the wish list, what they do is Amazon notifies you if they go on sale or something happens or whatever. And so when that was happening, me forgetting either whether or not like I had purchased it already in physical form or it wasn't showing, because sometimes like for some reason my Kindle books weren't showing up in my Kindle, and then I'd go to like buy them and I had purchased it again, so then I had to like cancel it. It was crazy. Or if it's a book that, because what I'm finding is a lot of these books, they're like, I want to read them, and then I've read them one time. I don't need to own them. So if they're available for me to read on my 2 library apps that I have for free, then I'm going to do that. And then if I want to still buy the book, I can put it in my wish list. So this just basically like made everything succinct. And really it was more about like decluttering and reorganizing than the actual, let me tell you, it took me days to do everything. Whew. And I was in a lot of pain, physical pain during that time, because I was like on the floor, because my bookshelf like goes on the floor, and then like on my tiptoes to get in my closet. It was great. Like my back hurt for a couple days because of that exact reason of how much like movement and stuff I was doing that was different than what my body was used to. Anyway, so I'm back in my room now. I feel like I'm kind of back in the routine. It was really hard to have a routine when I'm in like an open space that everybody else uses too. And it also made it much easier for me to fall out of routine. It wasn't just about being sick. It was also like I was in a room where I could fall asleep to a television, like those types of things. So God's really been working on me about that stuff. Honestly, I'll be honest with you, even though I didn't feel good, I feel like there were very few days when I didn't eat like well. I don't know if I want to say well, where I didn't like fall off the wagon a lot. Let's just put it that way. And I couldn't tell you exactly what days those were. Guys, it's been 3 weeks. Okay. So I will literally just regale you of today. Today, I really didn't get hungry today until about, gosh, I don't even know what time that was. What time was that? Like 2:30, 3 o'clock. And so I had a big bowl of wheat Chex with quite a decent helping of sugar on top. And just milk. And then I went out and worked for a little while, and I got hungry again a little bit before 7. And so this is probably excessive, honestly. But to be completely honest, I really didn't get full until after I was like done eating. So considering how much I really didn't eat today, or drink for that matter, it feels excessive because of how much it was. But at the same time, like, I didn't eat fast. I took my time. Anyway, so I made like a box, I don't even know how many servings is in it, of stuffing, because I still had a box of stuffing left over. It was not like a family size, it was just like a Dollar Tree size of stuffing, but I ate the whole thing, and I had it with turkey gravy, and then my mom gave me like this much of mashed potatoes, and then I will say this is when I stopped. I don't even know what it is, in the Kroger, like, organic fruit juice section or whatever. It's like orange and lemon and a bunch of other stuff in it. It's like Citrus Immunity is what it's called. I couldn't tell you what brand it is or whatever. But it's just like it might be like a 6 or 8 ounce thing, so it's not even that big. I started drinking that towards the end of when I was eating, and I got full and only drank half of it. So I put that in the fridge, And then my mom's in like cookie baking mode for Christmas. And so I was kind of craving something sweet to kind of, cause it was orange juice. And so I was craving something sweet to end my meal with or whatever. So I went out and had like a little chocolate crinkle cookie. I drank a lot of water today. I will say that. I was just really thirsty today. But yeah, that's what I ate today. It's probably a crap ton of calories. I have no idea. I really didn't look. I just got hungry and was like, what sounds kind of good? That does. It was my last box. I bought several boxes to make for Thanksgiving. And because we had all signed up to bring food for that day. And nobody had signed up for stuffing. So I was like, oh, cool. Like, nobody signed up for stuffing. I'll just go ahead and add that to my list since I have time to do it. And then that day, my brother was like, hey, I'm bringing stuffing. And so I ended up not making it. So I've had like 3 boxes sitting there. Well, not sitting there. I've eaten them over the course of like being sick. And so this is my last box. I don't even know why. Like, it's stuffing in a box that you make with water and butter, and then you just stir it up. It's not even my favorite kind of stuffing, just for the fact that my mom makes like actual stuffing with like torn up bread pieces and celery and sticks it in the turkey and blah blah blah. But for whatever reason, it's been, yeah. And we're how far away from Thanksgiving, so it's not like a Thanksgiving craving. I don't know. That's what sounded good. So, I'll be honest with you. I have been weighing in. I don't remember what it says. I realized this week, yesterday, I think it was, that it wasn't on purpose. I had a weird week this week, due to things getting switched around with the show choir. Normally have the kids Monday, Thursday, and this week, because we had a show choir thing on Thursday, I asked to have them Monday, Wednesday. And so it kind of threw my schedule off a little bit after it was already thrown off from like not sleeping in my room and blah, blah, blah. So I realized on Friday that I hadn't weighed myself in on Wednesday. So I was like, do I weigh myself? And I felt like the Lord was saying, no, just wait and do it again on Wednesday. And so next Wednesday, when I do that again, I will be sure to let you guys know what it was. But the number that I would be able to give you, which honestly, it's on my phone. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what it was from last Wednesday. I've still been diligently weighing myself, even though I haven't felt well and I haven't been on here. I think something that I am going to start doing that's a little bit more in depth than what I was doing before, because I told you guys I was like taking pictures of taking pictures of my food for like a food journal thing. I think what I am going to start doing is actually like not just taking a picture, but also writing down. And I don't really want to I don't know. I could ask the Lord how to do this, but because I don't want to be a calorie counter. That's the thing. I really don't want to be a calorie counter, because I think there's some parts of that I don't know. It's just, for me, it's one of those things where I don't think God created calories. I think like we created them. And so we've decided how many we need, et cetera, what's good calories, what's bad calories. Like, you know what I mean? So I think that like the accountability side of it, I just need to start. I don't think it's necessarily, I think it is accountability thing, but I think that there's also another part of it that's going to kind of unlock something for me, where it's going to show me certain patterns when I start like writing down. It's because it's not just about like writing down what I'm eating, but it's like when I'm eating, and also circumstantially, potentially what's going on, if that makes sense. So it's more like, so I ate a snack. Did I eat a snack because I was hungry, or did I eat a snack because this is what I was feeling? I think like that's going to help me figure out the triggers and stuff too of things. And I believe that that's an important part of this journey as well. So I think that that's something that I'm going to be starting this week. And then I also feel like by the end of this year, beginning of next year, I which is so crazy to think about, y'all, because how in the world is it already almost the end of the year? Like, what are we doing here? It's going so fast. I believe that well, first of all, I think I told you guys that I signed up with my friend to do a 5K. Is it a 5K? Yeah, 5K in like June or July. And so I found this thing where it's like, get ready for a 5K in 7 weeks or something like that. And it takes you through ways to help yourself get ready with exercise and stuff. But I really believe that, like, I'm going to start going back to the gym and stuff as well, adding that back into my schedule and that type of thing. So I will keep you guys posted on that as well when that starts, because I know that's going to start soon. And there's a part of me that's like, yeah, I'm excited. There's another part of me that's like, oh dear, because I know what it's like when I haven't gone for a while and then I start going again, how I feel for the first couple of weeks where I just hurt all the time. Because, like, you know, you're moving body parts that you're not used to and that type of thing. So that's kind of everything that's happened, like, physically, I guess. Spiritually, over the past couple of weeks, man, God's been, like, really talking to me about stuff and dealing with me about things. And just, like, I've had a lot of hard but good conversations with my friends lately. Just in regards to the fact that God's just, like, showing me over and over and over again how I can't do this by myself and how I keep trying. And that's the reason why I keep failing. Just in general, like, not just this journey, but, like, just journeying in life in general. And so, just realizing the importance of having people to be real with around you, and how when you don't have that, it's really easy to fall back into your old self, because you don't have anybody being like, hey, you haven't talked to me in a couple days. Like, are you good? Like, what's going on? Or, you know, whatever that looks like. Okay. Something that's really cool is last month, and I don't know if I shared this with you guys yet or not. Sorry if I did and I'm forgetting. Started a group with a friend, and we meet every week, and that's been really cool because, even though it's over Zoom and stuff and not, like, in person, because I know that that's a little bit different, it's been pretty cool because God's used that to, in the midst of, like, honestly, in the midst of, like, being sick and kind of, like, being out of whack and stuff like that, God's really used that to not let me get so deep into old patterns and cycles and stuff when things start to look this way as what it has looked in past seasons. So that was cool. Yeah. It's late right now and my brain is going, so if I remember anything else, I'll share with you guys tomorrow from what's happened over the past several weeks. But I'm hoping that this is the beginning of getting back into the swing of things, and that this sickness goes away in Jesus' name. Like, entirely, and that my ears, like, I wake up tomorrow, or even, like, before I go to bed tonight, that would be wonderful, that my ears just open up. Because I'm tired of the stuffiness and all of that stuff. So, anyway, I've missed being here with all of you and just having that community time with you, and the several times that I went live that people jumped on and stuff, and there was that interaction that I've missed out a lot. And so I'm hoping that I'm back, and I really am going to do my best, even if because to me it was like I don't feel well, but I really sound terrible this time, because it was very much like a nasal thing and all of that excitement. So it was like, I don't think anybody's going to listen to me. Yeah, this time, if anything like this happens again or something silly or whatever, I'm just going to push through it and not care. Because again, the internet is such a great place to, like, hide behind what you think people want you to look like and sound like. And as we know, because I've shared it over and over and over again, like, that's not what this is for. This is a real and raw, vulnerable page. And so I want to make sure that it stays that way. So, in saying all of that, I love all of you. Blah, blah, blah. I love all of you. I've missed all of you. I'm so glad to be back. And I hope you have a great night tonight and that you wake up refreshed and renewed in the morning. And I will see you again for our devotionals. Good night.